Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. Boy, it's bloody cold. So today we're going over to Bridlington to Bridbrewer and Taproom for another of his beers. This one is called Mosaic. It's 4.7 ABV, brewed in Bridlington on 25th of July 2024. It says Mosaic on the back, bold tropical fruit taste and aroma. Let's dive in. Oh, blooming heck. It says it's 10 degrees outside, but I'm not joking. It doesn't feel 10 degrees to me. It feels colder than 10. But hey, we'll go with what the app says. So this is bottle conditioned. So I'm just trying not to get the bottled, that element into it, but I still want to get the more clear element. So, not just about succeeded. Orangey pour. A smattering of a white head on there. It's dissipated quite quickly, actually. Plenty of carbonation going off. Bit of a tropical pour going off. Tropical nose on this. Yeah, tropical taste as well. Oh, so those of you who watch and follow Bridbrewer and Taproom, you'll notice that he's brewing, a lot of times on a small kit. It has got a larger kit there. If someone was knew about how to go on with that sort of stuff, I think if you're to offer him a fair price, I think it needs a little bit of work. But if you know what you're doing, then the kit is there, and I think he's going to try and get rid of it. The bigger kit that he's got, he seems happy enough using the small kit that he's got to brew his beer, and yeah, I can't fault him on that. I've got to be honest, I've been at work today, and my disillusion with the beer industry, mostly local, to be fair. I think that's probably because I know more about the local industry than anywhere else. But I tell you what, some of the stuff they do and that, and I don't know. It makes me just feel like going back into, and Bridbrewer, the next step up from homebrew, his place is, and seems to be doing all right there, with the beers, and people coming in grabbing the beers, different range of beers. So yeah, without having to go full on commercial, and he's got a tap room, so it is commercial, but without being absolutely full to the hill, putting it into shops and doing here, there and everywhere. And sometimes, keeping things in-house is a good thing. And little things recently, it's been a while actually, not just recently, but little things this year, and you look at some things, and I used to think the shops were terrible for these things that tick a box and bandwagon jumping, but the brewery industry is ridiculously bad for it. Oh, let's do this because it ticks the boxes, and oh dear. I get there's trends and all that shit, but maybe my tolerance is going downhill, and maybe I just need to ignore a lot of things, and in some ways unfollow the beer industry and just do what I do and not really worry about what the beer industry are doing. Certainly a lot of aspects of it And that might be the case. It might be the case for me to have a good look at social media and, you know, knock a load of it off. And now I understand more so than ever, while a lot of people really don't do multiple social medias. And to be honest, you post on Twitter, you post on Instagram, you post on TikTok and all these others. I mean, if you're good at what you're doing, then you can make a living out of it. There's no doubt about it. But there's some of the crap people post. And then others post literally nothing. And going on holiday through social media. So it's all the game. It's the game. And yeah, it's not a game that I can be bothered with in that respect. Getting less and less bothered as well, you know. I did the old beer review thing too, just so as an excuse to have a beer. And yeah. An evaluation is coming. Quite the evaluation. So, tropical pour. I just got it slightly before the bottle condition bit at the bottom got into it, so that's all good. Definitely flavourful, definitely got a twang to it. Now, with any hobby, when it loses its fun, and same with every job as well, when it doesn't become fun, when you're moaning on a daily basis about it and become disillusioned, then, you know, the time is there. An evaluation's coming. Yeah, I can see it. I can feel it in my own blood that I need to evaluate what I want, what I'm doing it for. Do I carry it on, or do I change it, and instead of doing 2 reviews a day or more, a review a week, you know, or 2 reviews a week? Yeah, an evaluation's coming. While I've got the beer behind me, I shall carry on as I am, because I've already paid for the beer and the beer's got to be drank. But after that, well, then it'll beg a question. And where my son and wife want to get me Christmas presents, instead of getting beer like they probably would have done, I'll get beer kits and go down that route and go back into brewing more. And not just having a big stockpile of beer. And talking about beer, but maybe not going out and buying every single new release. And I've got to be honest, you know, there's a lot of beers out there that, yeah, it's beer. And I can understand why breweries, like the good fellow here, you know, goes into doing it himself, because he can choose what he wants to drink. And a brewery near me, Alter Ego, he only brews beer that he wants to drink. I mean, he sells it on, obviously, but if you don't like the idea of that beer, how it tastes and all that, you won't brew it. And it's not just brewing a beer for the sake of brewing a beer, you know. Oh, it's this, it's that. No. The reason behind it, and I get that. I do get that. Ooh. So, bloody drank it and they're not left any. Orangey pour, tropical, bit of good twang to it, I tell you. Would I drink it again? Yeah, maybe one day over in Bridlington. Maybe. Who knows where our beer travels will take us. And who knows if I'm still going to be into beer at that time. It's funny, you know, because there's a moment where I just click my fingers and I think, I'm done with it. I used to be a massive, massive wrestling fan. 20, 30 years of being a wrestling fan. And all of a sudden, I thought, and switched off and never went back to it. I've actually started watching only on social media. And it's like, fucking hell, where did the years go? Because I remember some of these wrestlers when they were just relatively new. And now they're retiring. It's like, what's happening there? So, yeah. I used to love the Ultimate Warrior back in the day. I found it was a bit of an arse, but there you go. Enjoyed this. 3.9 out of 5 for me. Thank you for watching.